everybody knows the game. They all understand the game. It's just a matter of timing. So be patient. We've got the liquidity of the Treasury General account coming, and the reverse repo and the end of QT. That's all coming. We've got potentially and hopefully a weaker dollar. That's to come. We should see rates come lower because expectations now for only 2 rate rises, rate cuts all of next year. Well, anything that produces weaker data will produce more rate cuts. So we've got a perfect storm coming up, and that's the banana zone thesis.
Raoul opens with a critical analysis of the chart that has many investors on edge. It illustrates a potential liquidity drawdown that could bring prices lower, a scenario reminiscent of past market corrections. However, Raoul reassures his audience, emphasizing that such corrections are not only normal, but necessary for a healthy market cycle. He draws attention to a recurring pattern where liquidity tightens during election years, only to expand in the following periods. Using historical parallels, Raoul argues that while the current chart might appear ominous, it's essential to focus on the bigger picture. Market corrections, he reminds us, are an opportunity, not a threat.
Please take a little time to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos like this. You can also check out our other videos on cryptocurrencies and the overall digital asset space and drop your comments and observations in the comments section below. Everything you do helps with the YouTube algorithm and immensely contributes to the channel's growth. Thanks and enjoy the video.
So this is the chart you're all worried about. You're like, oh my God, we're all going to die. I mentioned this on Twitter. You're over-indexing on the fact that liquidity is going to draw and it will bring price down. Are we having it now? I don't know. I don't think so. I think we actually have another push into year end because this chart suggests that it actually goes into year end, but I'm not expecting perfection. So maybe this is the drawdown, but it looks terrifying on the chart. But we've seen all of this before, and let me show you. So here's Bitcoin last time Trump came in. It rallied into the end of the year and then corrected 27%. And then it just went up, and alts outperformed because alt season happened. Now that was driven by exactly the same factors. Trump getting in, dollar went up, tariffs, oh my God, and rates went up. Oh my God, tariffs are inflationary. What happened as soon as Trump got in is he said, we don't want a strong dollar, and rightly so. I think they'll say that again. And the dollar weakened and rates went down for the entire next year. Even though the Fed were raising rates in 2027, the long end was going down in yield. That setup is likely to happen again. So we're getting into this perfect setup that whatever the correction is, things will rally. Now, it was Bitcoin that had the bigger sell-off. Other things like ETH sold off less and then rallied back in that period. So we don't know what happens. Let's zoom in here on the chart of Bitcoin. There it is, the Trump victory, this rally in Bitcoin, the correction, and then it did 23x. Yeah, 23x. Are we going to do 23x? Absolutely not. Are we going to do 5x from here? I don't know, probably. You know, my base case is 250 worse, 500 plus in a blow off top market. Who knows what we get, but 2017 feels like it's the best play so far, and I'll reassess the odds. Each time we've had these kind of transitions into the new government, we have this breakout, and that should continue higher. Don't see why this can't go 200,000 plus. I mean, it would look pretty basic on this chart, even if we have a law of diminishing returns in the Bitcoin cycle. So for me, it feels good. If I look at the global M2, which is another way of measuring liquidity, look, every time we get to election year, you have this tightening of liquidity. We had it in 2016, and then 17 it expanded. We saw it in 2020, then it expanded, and now we've got it again. It kind of retests the breakout and keeps going. Global liquidity is actually driven by the dollar. So it is going to be about the dollar, and things can change, and I could be wrong. So the dollar is the main thing. The dollar last time has been following the 2017 election cycle really well. 2016, 17, and it should say this last leg in the dollar, next few days and stuff, should be the end of the dollar rally, and then that will ease up global M2. We know the Chinese have to start stimulating, but they can't do it with the dollar so strong because they don't want to weaken their currency too much. So they need the US in the game. Everybody knows the game. They all understand the game. It's just a matter of timing. So be patient. We've got the liquidity of the Treasury General account coming, and the reverse repo and the end of QT. That's all coming. We've got potentially and hopefully a weaker dollar. That's to come. We should see rates come lower because expectations now for only 2 rate rises, rate cuts all of next year. Well, anything that produces weaker data will produce more rate cuts. So we've got a perfect storm coming up, and that's the banana zone thesis. Is this the start of the big correction, or is this a quick shakeout so you people can't hold on to your coins into year end when we get a rally? I mean, the last 2 election cycles, we finished the end of the year with a big rally. I don't see why this is different. So I'd be careful, not of the market correction. We should expect that. Part of don't fuck this up is expect 30% corrections frequently. But please don't think about, well, I need to hedge this, close my tokens, buy them lower, blah, 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 blah. You should be prepared to accept the volatility because that's what gives you the gains. If not, you might well be chasing it into year end. By the time you chase it all get long, into, let's say, January 6th, then the market reverses. Just don't get involved in that. Your job is to hold, to own your tokens, don't trade, don't use leverage, just do nothing. Just have a wry smile on your face, drink a fine glass of Bollinger Rosé, roast your own pumpkin seeds, and laugh at the madness of Twitter and the complete emotional cycle. And again, we've all got all of our money tied up in this. I am the same as you. I don't want to fuck this up. I don't want you to fuck this up. I want to take us all in the best way I can over the next 5 years. And these years are the important ones. So just lock in, focus.
Raoul delves into the psychological scars, or PTSD, that many investors carry from previous market cycles. He highlights a poll where 65% of respondents believe Bitcoin's peak for this cycle will be $150,000, a figure he finds overly conservative given the current macroeconomic setup. This cautious sentiment, he argues, reflects lingering fear from past downturns rather than a rational assessment of future potential. To overcome this fear, Raoul advises focusing on the long-term opportunity rather than getting caught up in short-term fluctuations. He believes that the current cycle offers unparalleled potential, describing it as the greatest opportunity of all time.
The year has been great. The Everything Code has completely nailed it for us. If we've got one thing wrong, 2 things wrong. One is we expected inflation to be a little bit lower by now, but because rates have not come lower, this kind of weird duality issue. But rates are relatively low anyway. I mean, inflation is relatively low, but I think we'll see rates come lower. The business cycle, our forward-looking indicators are screaming higher. Show you that later. But ISM is still subdued, and we need ISM to go up so we can all earn more money, because the business cycle is actually what drives us. We're not tech giants who can just print money out of thin air by building AI tools. Most of us have to earn something and make something for a living, and we need demand, and that's not there yet. But overall, hopefully I've really helped you guys. I've been trying to unfuck your future. I've been trying to educate you guys, help you, also civilize you. Let's just have a little drink first. That is good. So damn good. I've been trying to help you develop your own frameworks and understanding. I still see the panic that rolls around. I understand. All of our wealth is in this trade. Mine too. I'm no different to you guys. But you can't panic on every 5% pullback. Is this going to be top? Somebody posts something on Twitter. Oh my God, it's all over. I put a poll out. My mind is fucking blown. I put a poll out saying, What do you think is the peak of the cycle? 65% of people think the cycle peaks at 150,000 Bitcoin. Maybe I'm wrong, but that sounds like PTSD to me. It sounds crazy considering what's happening in US politics, regulation. It sounds crazy when all the liquidity still lies ahead. It would be ridiculous versus any other cycle. So, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong in the past, I'll be wrong again in the future. But I can see the PTSD and the fear because it matters so much to everybody. And as we go into next year, I will be trying to guide you on just taking some goddamn lifestyle chips off the table. I don't know when the right time is. And you'll be panicking because the market will fall 20%. You're like, oh my God, I've missed the opportunity. You haven't. I mean, the market's up so much from when most of you guys bought it. But we'll take some lifestyle chips off and you guys can then calm down. I know it's important to everybody. I know this is the biggest bet everybody's ever taken in their entire careers. And if it isn't, I don't know what's wrong with you because this is the greatest opportunity of all time. But the banana zone will help us. The banana zone will move to the banana singularity when everything goes up at the same time. And then you'll take some money off the table and you will hate doing it, but you will thank me at some point. And then we'll figure out the rest of the cycle as we go. Traded MicroStrategy's for ETH ETF in late November, planning to adding more end of 2024. Listen, I don't know versus MicroStrategy's because it's a weird, unique beast. I like the ETH trade. I think it does well. So I think ETH outperforms Bitcoin. Another one, this is a few on these MicroStrategy's. David Van Wert. Raoul, thanks for unfucking my future. Thank you, my friend. I'm so pleased. We're not there yet. We're not through the other side. Once you've got lifestyle chips off the table, you can then thank me. Question, instead of taking all the chips off the table with Sol and Sui, what are your thoughts on flipping into stocks and selling options on MicroStrategy, Tesla for cash flow rather than taking chips out of the play? My old boss, Noam Gottesman, who was a mentor and a great friend of mine, always believed in not, if you want to scratch your ear, do that. Don't try and put your hand all the way around your head. Don't try and overcomplicate trades because they blow up. If you want to take money off the table, take money off the table. I don't like the mid-curving stuff. I really don't. I've seen people lose money in more ways than you can ever imagine. I've lost money in more ways than you can ever imagine. Okay, Rabbi's a good boy. He's a very good boy. It's only because I fed him a lot of fine wine at my house this weekend that he's actually helping out here.
While much of Raoul's analysis centers on Bitcoin, he also highlights Ethereum's potential to outperform. He views Ethereum as a unique asset with its ecosystem of applications and smart contract capabilities, making it a strong contender for significant gains. Raoul's personal portfolio reflects this belief with a balanced approach that includes both Bitcoin and Ethereum. Looking ahead, Raoul anticipates that as liquidity expands, we'll see a broader market rally encompassing not just cryptocurrencies but equities and other risk assets. This aligns with his banana zone thesis, where the convergence of favorable conditions drives a synchronized upswing across markets.
Please like and subscribe my channel.